Hi guys, welcome back for another time lapse. This week we are working on a new piece that I've made. All of the previous ones have been from my past, and this is one that I finished last night, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys this week. Something's been going on with my Procreate program. After I tried to back up my files, my ability to export time lapses was unsuccessful more often than not. So this one you can see is a little choppy. That is because I had to export it all squished down into 30 seconds and then take it into a different program and extend it back to a full-length video. Because of that, a lot of information was lost. So this one is not as smooth. It's more like someone has taken a picture every few minutes of the drawing, but that's okay. That also works, and it's a new vibe, and we're just gonna roll with it. That's my dog Zero. Hi Zero. This was my first time in Procreate and with digital art, not starting with line art, which was really different for me, and I remember feeling really overwhelmed. I started this a long time ago and just recently finished it because that's how much artist block and intimidation I had experienced throughout the process, because I have always made line art and then colored it in, but I wanted a more painterly style, and so that's what I was going for with this one, and it helped me get a lot of dynamic shapes that I wouldn't have gotten, I feel, if I had started with a sketch. But I do cave at some point and add line art just because I felt like if I didn't, I might not finish it because I didn't know what to do, and it was a good start to practice for me with not using line art. I wanted it to feel really peaceful and sleepy, not really violent, even though there's these cordyceps mushrooms coming out of her. I wanted it to feel peaceful and serene, like decomposing in the soil is nice feeling and not violent feeling, and all of these critters are carrying her resting and decomposing body, even though the idea of decomposition and breaking down by mushrooms and inoculation by mushrooms is a part of this image. For some reason in my mind I imagine that she's not deceased, she's just like in a stage of transformation, and she's a part of this ecosystem, and these animals and mushrooms are interacting with her the same way other organisms would in this ecosystem. Here's an image of different elements that are in this. I've got cordyceps mushrooms coming out of her, and I have a sheep slug underneath her back, propping her up. Sheep slug are one of my favorite animals. They're sea slugs that are the only animals that I'm aware of, I'm pretty sure, that can photosynthesize the way plants do, which is why they're green, because they have chloroplasts in them the same way plants do, and so they feed off of sunlight. So they're like a plant slug, and they're called sheep slug. I really love them. Here's a picture of one of those. And we've got a centipede, and the other slug is a bunny slug. They are also a sea slug that looks like a cute little bunny rabbit, and here's a picture of one of those also. Sea slugs are the best. They're really adorable. And we add in some little friends. I like these little, I call them morpies. I don't know why. Little morpish guys. You can see them, they're down at the bottom, but I don't color them for a while. And here's the point where I cave to my past habits and give her some line art. But I really like the line art on this one, so I think it's okay. In the future, I do make pieces where I successfully start the painting process, the painterly process, and do not add line art. but this time I caved and I did it, and I think it's okay for this piece. I don't mind it. There was a point in this piece where I was almost done. I'll point it out during the video when it happens. It's near the end, but I was basically done with the piece, and then my program froze and glitched, and long story short, I lost several layers and had to redo it. That was really discouraging. I set it aside for months and then brought it back out later after I had worked on several other pieces and practiced the painterly style a little bit more, and wound up making changes to it that I think are actually better than if I had finished it then and sent it out and considered it a complete piece. So it was a blessing in disguise, but it was really discouraging at the time to lose that much progress. There I am, turning the cordyceps, flirting with the idea of turning the cordyceps to the color that they are in nature instead of green. I liked something about the green, making it feel more calm, but cordyceps in real life are orange, so in the end you can see in the background that I've set up, you can see the final piece in the background and it's orange. As with her hair, she doesn't stay a brunette. I just felt like it tied some of the elements together more to have her be a redhead instead of a brunette. But during the process, you're gonna see I try every color. I really like this green, but it just didn't stand out enough. I needed color contrast. Near the end, I tried to not go with what I thought was neat, more trying to think critically about color theory, because I am trying to grow my skills. I think it looks really cool right now, but you just kind of lose everything, right? It's really subtle. It looks cool though. But I just want the subject to stand out. I've noticed that sometimes I make it so that the subject does not have the focal point of contrast, and I feel like it really takes away from the piece. Even though the color scheme can be nice other ways, I really think it's important for me to practice making the actual focal point where I want the viewer to look to be a point of contrast and interest. Anyway, this piece is done and I hope you like it. If you want to see more of my art, you can follow me on Instagram. If you want to see which pieces I have available for sale, I have an Etsy shop. All of my platforms are under Whisker Worms. And thank you guys for watching to the end. I assume you did if you're hearing this. So thank you and have a nice day, you guys. Bye.